Wassail oxen. So, oxen, what's going on with your shoulder over here on the left-hand side? 'Cause I can feel something there. What's that about? Is it carrying too many wagons? So, I want to say Wassail oxen or Salut les bœufs or les buffles. So, it's French, innit? Learning, ain't I? So, the bells. We're going to do the bells first. There was resonant clarity and then a sense of that burden kind of coming in on you and a sense of energetic weakening. Don't worry, it won't be a problem. So, I've got a list and I've just turned the page over on it of the question order. So, we're looking at, this is the 8th moon in the Lion's Gateway portal period, Lion Cub Gateway, if you've been following the readings. And this is the 8th moon, so it's about change, big change. And I've just done a reading that I've put up saying that there are 7 planets nearly in retrograde. So this is quite a heavy cosmic moment. But don't worry, the video that I just put up will help you through it. Oh, just tugged my beard with the cards. So, we're beginning with the question of what stage you're in a child at, oxen. Les bœufs. Okay. I'm going to deal out all of the cards first. And then I'll read them. So the next question is, what is the dog star Sirius, which is responsible for the Lion's Gateway Energy Portal bringing to you that you don't see yet, but will very soon? It's the blue-white star in the cosmos, the brightest star in the cosmos, the aquiline sun. So, what is Sirius bringing? What is Sirius bringing? Oh, he keeps giving me 5 cards, Sirius does. Which is a Laura cards. So that's that deck. Now the next question is, what do you need to do? And for this, I'm using the triple deck. It's the double and a start deck plus the cosmic reading cards. So what does Oxen need to do? What does Oxen need to do? What? Oh no, we can't turn over 36 cards. What does Oxen need to do? What does Oxen need to do? Oh, it's doing it again. That one slipped out though, so I'm going to accept that one. What does Oxen need to do? I'm bull in a china shop is what I'm going to say. You need to slow up, Oxen. This is going to have a sensible solution, but you need to stop. Oh, 4 cards. And then what's the outcome if you do what you're supposed to do? What's the outcome for Oxen if they do what they're supposed to do? Right, Oxen, I'm getting tension around my temples like a migraine. And I don't know what a migraine is because I've never had a headache. But I'm just saying, it's like you're banging your head against the brick wall and you don't need to. You've gone very quiet. I'm thinking like they only want to give you one solution. So I'm just going to leave it there and maybe I'll look at the bottom card at the end if we need to. The underlying energy. So, where is your inner child at? I want to say your inner child is missing in action immediately. You have the Guardian de Baguette. It's in the bakery watching all the breadsticks. So the Guardian is an angelic spirit. And this angelic spirit is searching, looking down from high above, looking for your inner child around the earth. But actually the inner child is in is caught in a net behind the Guardian. And so what the Guardian, and I'm getting this sense of like it's like your inner child's in two places. It's in the earth, but it's in the heavens, but there's no connection between the two, which is a really odd frequency, and I don't get that. There's a sense of purpose and victory, because the Guardian's wearing the laurel leaves of victory around its head. It will find you. The Guardian is searching for you. It's almost like the Guardian knows exactly where you are, and it's playing a little game with you. Actually, that's so funny. Because the hand held up behind is about to kind of grab you. It's like you keep hiding. Your inner child is hiding from everybody, but the Guardian knows exactly where you are, and it's going, "Are you there?" Boom, that kind of thing. It's playing a very childlike game with your inner child, and your child actually is enjoying the game, which is lovely. But then we have the baguette, the 8 of baguettes. And from within the heart of the Guardian comes an army of fairies. And each fairy carries a magic wand, and they put their wands together and bang! Did that make you jump, inner child? They illuminate exactly where you are, and you're gonna it is gonna come in as a surprise, because that's what your bells were doing. But the thing about the surprise is it then will calm down. Sorry about that. I'm not at all. They made me do that. Because children love games like that. They love surprises. And anyone who had hiccups, they haven't got them now. So, what is Sirius bringing you? This is your inner child. 1, 2, 3, 4 goldfish and a mer creature. At the bottom of the ocean is where you're hiding. The emotion, that's what that heaviness was. It's the weight of all the emotions on you. And the beams of light from the Guardian of the Baguettes, or Sirius, is seeking you out because it's time to transform you into a goldfish, something new, so that you can swim around again. Because your inner child is feeling very low. And then you get a kind of doubling of the energy, because you've got the 5 of water followed by the 10 of water. 15th of October, I want to say. Why do I want to say October though? Because there's another 10 at the end. So, 15th of October is the new moon in Libra, which brings balance. Ah, now I get it, because that's a card of balance. Okay, thank you. So this, oh, you need to see it. This is the 10 of water, which is to be emotionally absolutely in flow and stable. And the heart of the sun, as in Sirius, is shining down on you. And you are now playing in the water, but this is your inner child in connection with the eclipse frequency. So 14th of December for the final reveal. You have to see the bigger picture. There's a turtle, but this is your inner child's all grown up, because it's an inner child of wisdom. It's not this inner child, the damaged inner child, Oxen. It's the new inner child that knows how to control emotions, knows how to read their own feelings and not respond with the anticipated feelings that they assume another requires, that empathic power that so many of you have. And then we have the beautiful 19 of emotions. Well, 19, it's a major arcana card, but there's 26 major arcana cards in this deck. Which is interesting because it's double 13, and that's divine feminine frequency and the number of full moons issue. So you have here bringing that despair into balance. So this is, I need to put them together. So here you see the figure in despair and the light coming in to bring balance, this emotional balance. So it's not thought balance, which is what the Justice card would represent. This is emotional balance. And then this is a card of like fairy tale emotional endings. There are two dragons in this. There's a fire dragon, and there's a, I want to say the bottom dragon is actually not an earth dragon or anything like that. It's kind of like a false dragon. It's the energy of your old inner child as it transforms and takes off to emotional balance. But it is combining fire with water, but there is a real sense that you have to do your trial by water before your trial by fire. So that's quite interesting in itself, because the assumption was always that it was just one direction, but that's because that's the direction I experience them in. But nothing is set in stone, so it's interesting. You then, when you find your inner child, you get your divine spark back, and you pick up your wand and you pack your bag, and a little bit like the Fool, this is card 3 of fire, which is to have, normally it's the card of ships will come in, but in this it's time to set off on the journey of wisdom, to go off with your inner child on a journey to wisdom, really to wisdom. And it's divinely inspirational. It's full of passion. It's like bringing the joy back to life. There are black triangular crystal-based mountains that are on one of the planets in the solar system around Sirius, where the bird people live. There's something coming out the back end of the staff that's a little bit like a fire whale. I guess once you've done your emotional deep moment and come up with all your emotions in balance, and the fiery spark of energy returns to you, it's like little badge of honour to have the fiery wail. You know, oxen are big, whales are big. They go to the very deepest, darkest emotions, whales, and they sing the song of the cosmos in the oceans. And then we have 10, sagesse. This is to become a shaman, is the energy. But this is a shamanic portal of your inner truth that you've yet to achieve. It's the journey forwards. And this isn't coming now. This is like a long way off. There's a crack in time. You've got to somehow begin to appreciate how time works to achieve that. But your journey is to go and rescue the emotional inner child at the bottom of the ocean. So you've got to become a whale, swim down there. That's the energy that you can't see at the moment that you now do see. So what do you have to do? Cosmic ancestors, voice your concerns. This is Blue Lunar Storm coming in with a frequency from Sirius to transform you, to bring that water and fire energy together. But to do that, you have to ask your ancestors, you have to ask your cosmic guides, you have to seek help from through inner work, not through others, but through inner journeying. It's like if you ask me what you had to do next, I can give you some advice, but I can't tell you the answer, even if I know it, because it wouldn't be your epiphany. You're seeking personal epiphanies, and so you have to ask for dreams to come in. Ask the thunder beings, call for the thunder beings, because you've got a thunder being next. So what do you have to do? Cosmic ancestors will provide you with frequency in dreams, but you need to go on journey into the earth grid. We're getting earth grid a lot at the moment because it's the frequency of the heat and the fire, and it's like saying oxen. I know you're an animal of the earth, but it's like every time you're on earth, you're burdened. When you get into water, you feel unburdened, but you feel fearful. So you feel out of alignment in both places. So you need to work with the Devas. 38, the earth grid itself. These are the aquafarian beings that control the earth grid and work with it and keep it protected. And they are thunder beings. They are ancient ancestors of the indigenous people of America. And they gave the indigenous people great knowledge and language and information to help them live in harmony with the world. And then along came Columbus and all that claptrap, and they kind of messed everything up. But they were meant to. That's going to be my new catchphrase. But they were meant to. Because if you don't go through the darknesses, you can't see the light. So things are changing. This is liquid crystal creatures that are full. I want to say crystals, bury crystals in the earth if you can afford to buy some. If you can't, steal them. Don't steal them. It's bad. Very, very bad. No, you need to energize. Look, you could take a pebble from anywhere and give beautiful intentions to the pebble, love the pebble, and then give the pebble back to the place it came from. Because a pebble's really only beautiful when it's where it lived. When you take it and stick it on a shelf, that's like, some people do that with their inner child, put them on a shelf. So you need to work with the Devas. The Devas are the ancient Vedic tribes. There's a dolphin hidden in this one. You've had a whale. You've really got to connect with sea creatures. You had a starfish, didn't you, as well, down there, regeneration. You've got to connect with water, but the water of intergalactic crystalline energy. Oxen. So then you have card 5-2, change. You have to change. And this is a card that's talking about the changes from the 3D to the 5D, changing your perception of how you visualize things, how you perceive things, how you understand things in the world. Everything you understand now needs to change. Everything. And that's how you move forward from the plain old world of the green tree to this wonderful, vibrant, cosmically iridescent. Oh, look, it's a little bit like when the fairies go boo. Look, that's what you're waiting for. That energy of the fairies. They're in those trees and they're crystalline grid creatures. So you need to look for the mini davas, the little fairies. Oh, wrong card, wrong way. And what else do you need to do? Spirit messages. You need to observe limitations, as in observe the things that limit you from moving forwards. Spot the things in your life that make you feel heavy and fearful and remove them. And spirit messages are the answers coming down from the cosmos. I'm sure I could do that and it would look quite nice as a single image. Working with the bird people, the seraphim. Okay, and then what is the outcome of you doing this? That single card, I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck, but it's such a beautiful single card. Feels like it wants to be alone. It's 4 and 9, which is a 13, which is a divine feminine number, 13, of magic and rebirth, and it's soul retrieval. Absolutely beautiful, coming out of your chrysalis. And look, it's that hidden inner child hiding behind the guardian. The guardian knows where you are. It can see you. It's just waiting for you to do the shadow work. It's glancing into the Akashic records and it's observing you. But you need to go and find the fairies to trigger the change. So what is on the bottom of the deck? It's the rulers of the ancient fairy world. The ancient ones. Hello, ancient ones. Always respect them or you're in trouble. It's Danny LaRue, if any of you know who that is. So, they always have an extra message. I just have to look for it. So give me a second, Oxen. What are they drawing me to? Twin hearts. The heart of the head and the heart of the heart are a mirror to each other. Oh, okay, so, thank you. How you feel is how the universe witnesses you. So when you have these old thoughts that I said you need to change, when something pained you the first time, it was a genuine pain in the heart as a light language of emotions that comes out of your heart, and then a great big mirror is held up. They read the mirror and they send you what you just sent out. Because the head and the heart are one thing, but you can't tell them through the heart. So when you speak to your cosmic ancestors, it has to be in emotions from the heart. That's also the language of the inner child understands, the heart, not the head. Okay? And so if you remember a pain, it's a false emotion, but it still gets reflected back at you. And that's why you have to use your mind to pick up those catches and stop thinking in that way so that you can release that trauma. Try and use your heart to feel any good. Now, one of the things I used to do was when you're meditating, close your hand into a lotus, a closed lotus flower that can be opened, and place it over your heart to block the emotions so that while you meditate and think about things, that energy is not readable. It's being held within. And then when you're ready and you understand the emotion that you'd like the universe to read, open your heart flower and offer the emotion. Okay, so that's your reading, Oxen. Wassail.